What's up, everybody? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition. Thank you for joining us for this live episode looking at the Marvel previews for collected editions in the November catalog. Looking at those solicitations, we'll be looking at prices, covers, and of course the content. So happy to have everybody here, and I'm happy to be joined by this gentleman right here to my right. Who is this guy?
I have no idea. You just let any random weirdo on your show, won't you?
I do. Especially the more random, the more weirdo, the more welcome they are. What's up, man?
Well, I'm happy to be here as always. Thanks everybody for your saying hello. And from the Epic Marvel Podcast. My name is Kurtis.
Kurtis, yes. Your microphone's cracking a little bit, Kurtis. I noticed that earlier, but
hold on a second. Yep.
Are you sitting on it? What's happening?
I don't know. Maybe.
I need to mail you out a headset. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mail you out a headset. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. It's a great way to kick off the weekend, right? What better way to kick off the weekend than to look at upcoming books, solicits. By the way the solicits work is these collected editions are solicited in the November previews, but usually trade paperbacks come around December, and then oversized hardcovers in January. Some books you'll see in February, but this is the solicitations, meaning that there'll be a final cutoff date for your wherever you end up ordering books. So we'll be looking at all that stuff. And a big thank you to David Gabriel and all the folks at Marvel for sending us all of this information in advance. So this will be available here in the next couple of weeks for everybody. People will put it up on websites such as comicreleases.com. That's my buddy's website to go check out if you want to see a physical copy of all of this. And that will be available sometime here in the next couple of weeks. Marvel just is kind enough to send us early access. What's up, Brian? It's good to see some people, some fine folks here. Good morning, Omar. Ready for the new books coming to November? Yeah, man, me too. Why isn't the Death of Captain America Omni on in-stock trades? This is from Moon Knight. Ironically, Moon Knight, not asking about a Moon Knight book. I don't know. I saw an email go out that some of the books were being delayed until next week. I don't know if they're sold out. I will say that Wolverine 2 is gone. Like, whatever stock people have left, whatever stock Cheap Graphic Novels has left, whatever stock Dying Breed Collectors, Organic Price Books, in-stock trades, Amazon, that's it. It's gone. So hopefully we'll get some kind of restock of that, some kind of reprint of that. Not driving FOMO, but also not telling people to wait, right? Like if you want to wait a month or so, maybe make that one, one of your top books to get. I hate for anybody to lose out on a book.
You got to pre-order if that's something you think you're going to want. That's the best way. Pre-order it.
It is, and some people were upset about the pre-order of Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus because they were expecting the 300 cover, and instead they got a recolored cover. So I have passed that forward on to Marvel to let them know, and they'll for those people that have been asking me, because after that I got bombarded with is the Mutant Massacre, is it going to be the original colors, or is it the new ones? As far as I know, it's going to be the original colors that were in the comic books. So yes, there is a whole list of Omnis that are pushed back. I'm building a list for tomorrow's episode. I have a Saturday live stream every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So if you want to join us for that, that's where I put up all the updates for delays from Marvel and DC. DC also has a lot of books like Man of Steel Volume 4 breaks my heart, but it is coming out in 2022 now instead of the end of 2021. The good thing is that these are not, canceled. They're just being shifted over to another month or so. But there's a lot of books that are being delayed. Charles Soule's Daredevil. I think the Inferno Prologue that's been pushed back all the way to December. But I'll get a list going, write it all down. I'll put it on the even if you don't watch the live streams on Saturdays, the description of the video always has the dates with the new release dates. So we'll let a few more people trickle in here, and then we'll get started. Kurtis, how have you been, buddy? How's the summer treating you?
The summer is pretty busy for me. I'm behind. I'm working on the For Better or For Worse books for IDW and the Library of American Comics, and I got quite behind in my work just because of other things that were happening. And So now I have to like plow through the summer really hard in order to make my deadlines.
It is weird that summer's almost over, and the way that
I
I
know.
always identify summer is my kids are going back to school. When your kids going back to school means, oh man, summer's over.
And so when do your kids go back to school?
Next week, man.
Next week. Oh wow, yeah.
And,
in Canada, we don't go back until September.
That's a summer break. Dang, I missed that. Here in America, man, it's getting shorter and shorter. And we've had like places that have year-round school. I remember when I was a kid, it was like 3 months. Now my kids are lucky to get 2 months.
Yeah.
Yes, Inferno Prologue looks like it's coming out in December. And like I said, I'm working on a full list. I don't have it with me, but that one stood out, and a couple of others like What If. I think it's September now instead of August. That one's not too bad. So tune in tomorrow. Watch that. Omar, do you know any good places to start reading Spider-Man? Noel,
your couch in your living room.
See,
that's where you.
So I'm starting a segment at like where to start reading some of these characters or some of these books, because so many people have asked me, and that's something that we actually put up a poll yesterday or the day before, asking people which character I should start with, and I think Spider-Man got the most votes. So I will be doing a video on that. And I told my wife, I'm like, how many jokes I'm gonna get about this? How many dads watch this show? They're gonna be like, start with page 1.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's coming.
I love it. Yep, totally great.
No comments are coming, baby. All right. Before getting started, please don't forget to hit that like button and ring that bell for notifications. All that helps with our YouTube algorithm. Subscribe also. I did. I saw the okay, so really quick, I did see the Amazon glitch. People forwarded it to me. I think it's really cool. So the Amazon glitch, for those people that didn't know, there was a small little glitch of DC's 1 million Omnibus, the reprint coming out next year. It was on sale for, I saw $25 is what I saw.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You're saying $33.
In Canada, it was 33, I think.
Okay,
cool. on .ca. Yeah. But they fixed it.
I will tell you what. I don't care. People will say it's going to get canceled. It's going to, yeah, more than likely it's going to get canceled. Yeah, more than likely
it already did.
I'm saying you're going to get an email saying this book has been canceled. Probably not now. Probably the closer it gets to release date.
Yeah.
If it were me, you damn right I'd be getting that book for $25, no matter who I had to talk to at Amazon. That's the way Uncanny Omar does. But it's all on you. I'm not telling anybody to complain to Amazon. They get enough complaints, but I'm just saying honoring prices is something they have strived. Like if they can send people up to space, I'm pretty sure they can give you a book for $25 this one time. Anyway, it all depends on how much you want to argue, and up to you. My wife always makes fun of me for taking it up to the man. Like, I don't care if I have to talk to Jeff, wake him up. I'm going to get that book for $25. That's the price that I pre-ordered for. Anyway,
so
I turn into a Yolanda when it comes to these things.
If you go to the Amazon page right now, it has a little banner, #1 bestseller on it right now.
Of course.
Yep.
I mean, come on, man.
Definitely.
$25. That was the great. I mean, I think I've told this story several times. The great Amazon glitch of 2010. Every one of those books that I ordered for $8.98, and all these Omnis that I ordered for $10 from Barnes & Noble, I got every single one of them except for one that was out of stock. I think that was like Howard the Duck.
So best deal that I ever got on an omnibus, and I don't buy very many omnis. I was at
you have an omnibus?
It's an omnibus.
Is it
I sold. Well, hold on a second. Listen to it's I was at it was at a library book sale. Okay, I was at a library book sale, and I saw the DC New 52 omnibus. And it wasn't used. Somebody had just donated their collection and they stuck it in this sale. It was like mint. There was nothing wrong with it. And I took it to the front and they said, okay, all fiction books are 75 cents. And so I got that omnibus for 75 cents. And then I didn't care for it at all. So I went and sold it for cover price.
You sold it. You're a monster.
Yeah.
Amazon will honor their book prices. I got a Marvel Epic collection for like $15 because it was an error. It depends on who you talk to, and honestly, and how you talk to people too. Sometimes they don't honor prices. By the way, that is the best deal I've heard about an omnibus. I thought my omnibus find at an Ollie's was good. It was $7 for the Oz omnibus from Marvel.
Nice. That's a good book.
Why don't I ever see these amazing deals? Because YouTubers are already on there, man. Honestly, I've always joked about that, like how YouTubers have kind of ruined the game of amazing deals because you have everybody now going with their camera out to these shops. So there's, and I'm not talking just about omnibus editions. I'm talking like Transformers, whatever you're into, vinyl records. Those deals don't exist anymore. These people that are having yard sales, like we have this huge yard sale here that goes through Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, and where else is it? Georgia. It's the 127 yard sale. It's amazing. Like I love yard selling.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to go this year. I didn't go last year. But when I did a video of it, like people from Europe were like, "Oh my God, are those video games next to guns and rifles?" Oh, right. And even people from America here are kind of shocked. I'm like, "Yeah, that's Kentucky. That's what we do. Yeah, people sell guns and next to video games and comics. It was crazy." So one has to become a YouTuber to get them great deals. No, we just have to be the first at the door.
That's right.
Bargain book 1-to-1 with Omar and get him to argue with Amazon. My wife said I should always start a service for people that don't have the time to argue with Amazon. Like they just put me, like, because I've done it for my cousins, I've done it for my brothers. It's funny. But anyway, I hope your all's prices get, honored, and I don't think it's gonna break Amazon to honor all those prices. I'm just saying somebody lost their job for uploading that.
Oh man.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. You need a gun to play duck hunt, right? Yeah, not that type of duck. Woo, good job, David. Good.
Or not that type of duck hunt.
Not that type of duck hunt. Yeah, this is Kentucky. They do different kinds of duck hunting here. All right. So let me go ahead and share the screen. And, of course, why does this happen when you're on? Every time. Every time, Curtis. All right, entertain him, Curtis. I'll be right back.
Oh, man. Okay.
You got this, Curtis. You've done this 100 times.
Yeah. Okay, I happen to have on my desk here a couple of things that I got at a thrift store. I was able, if you go to thrift stores, we have a store here called Value Village. I don't know if you have that in the United States, and I go there all the time, and people are donating. They have a big book section, so I was able to get all 3 volumes of Umbrella Academy, which I haven't read before, for $5 a pop. And so that's really exciting because I checked out a few episodes of the TV series and really enjoyed it. But I'm like, I got to stop watching because I want to read the books first. So now I can read those. I was just talking about Umbrella Academy, Omar. I picked up the books for $5 a pop at a thrift store.
I saw that, man. Cool. They're fun. Did you like the TV show?
I watched a couple of episodes and I enjoyed it so far. But I'm like, I want to read the book before I get too far into this because I'd rather read that first.
Look. That's the logic. I stopped it before anybody got hurt. So,
yeah,
just making sure. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Is this big enough, people? Yay.
Yep.
Right.
Let's do
big
it.
Enough? Let me know. Aliens, Omnibus Volume 3. I got to announce that a couple months ago, but here it is. We have the Carlos Pacheco cover, and the freaking DM is the Ernie Brightson cover. Or the Bernie Wrightson.
Ernie
Wrightson cover.
Ernie and Bert.
So this collects a ton of aliens again. I read that omnibus cover to cover. Curtis, don't ask me if there's going to be an epic collection. I know you're going to. Aliens, Berserker 1-4, Mondo, Heat, Lovesick, Pig, Alien. Pig is awesome, by the way. That is an awesome story. Havoc 1 and 2, Purge, Alchemy 1, 2, and 3, Resurrection 1 and 2, which is of course the movie adaptation, Kidnap 3-issue miniseries, Survival, Glass Corridor, which is another awesome story, Stalker, Wraith, Apocalypse, The Destroying Angels, Xenogenesis, and Aliens, the 2009 series. So now we're going into the 90s and 2009 series. So, oh my gosh. Enhance. Okay, somebody said enhance. Is that better?
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Curtis told me it was good.
Does this get us to the end of the Dark Horse alien stuff?
No, because they had more.
There's one more omnibus.
I don't know. I mean, there's enough material for definitely an Aliens versus Predator. But
I knew there was lots of alien stuff, but I had no idea there was this much. Holy cow! Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, and then you have the stuff. See, like they took a break though. Like from the 90s, there wasn't really any Alien comics, and then they brought them back in the 2009.
Right.
They did come back, and then there were other little series. I don't know if it's enough material, though. And then one of the big ones people kept asking me about, this is just the Burn Direct Market cover, we don't have a. Oh, I'm sorry. The burn is going to be the DM cover. So this is the direct market cover. I was right.
Yeah.
We don't have a cover yet. So we don't have the standard edition cover. But this is the content right here. Lots of Fantastic Four issues. And it's doing it in a chronological order, but I really wish there were more supervillain team-up books in there. We only have 13 and 14, which are great, right? But that's a series that hasn't been properly collected. I was hoping for more. But it does have probably the best Doctor Doom and the best Doctor Strange story.
It's been properly collected in trade paperback.
Doesn't count. I'm just kidding, man. Has it really? I thought that it hadn't yet. All of it has been collected in trade?
The whole thing, right here.
Supervillains Unite. Really? So all the issues are in there?
All the issues.
A fat trade.
Yep, there it is.
This
has giant size supervillain team up number 1 and 2. Supervillain team up 1 to 17. 15 was a reprint issue, so it's not in there. And then Avengers 154 to 156 and Champions number 16. All there. One nice epic size book.
Okay. I mean, this does have a lot of good stuff. I was hoping like, oh man, I hope we get a Cantwell like hardcover. That's what I would like to. Freaking Doctor Doom on a bear.
Yes.
All right. Moon Knight getting another reprint or another printing. Wait a minute, that can't be right. Is it? No, I think that was the cover they gave me for something else. Well, they could have changed the cover here. Let me see. So this is a new printing of Moon Knight. Just came out last year, but it doesn't have a classic cover. And I'm sorry. This is my fault. This is I was wrong. I saw David Finch, and I remember him doing the Moon Knight variant. So this is the new Moon Knight by Charlie Houston, Mike Benson, and Hurwitz. But this collects the Moon Knight from 2006, 1 through 30, Silent Night, Vengeance of Moon Knight, 1 through 10, and Shadowland Moon Knight, as well as annual number 1. So one of the best things about this collection is that it's not just one creator centric, but it's several creators, and I'm so glad they did that so we don't miss any issues.
Yeah.
I was worried if ever there was going to be a collection, they would do a Houston run, but that kind of gives me hope for like a Bunn collection, a Lemire collection, all in one with who else wrote it? Warren Ellis, those writers together in one collection. And it starts off awesome. I really enjoyed Charlie Houston's take on Moon Knight. And Thor. This is the Matt Fraction run. So Matt Fraction Omnibus, you have the Joe Quesada cover for the DM, and then the Olivier Coipel. You're Canadian?
Is he Canadian?
No, but he's French.
Well, I'm not French.
That French Canadians, right? You're
Coipel, yeah. Yep.
Okay,
I don't know.
Coipel.
Sure.
So
I know Olivier is the first part.
Olivier. Thank you. See?
Yeah.
I was butchering that man's name. Thor, Agents of Thunder, Reign of Blood, Man of War, Secret Invasion, the God-Size Special Free Comic Book Day, Thor 615 to 621 and 620.1. And then when it's renumbered, 1 to 22, 12.1. Annual 1, Fear Itself 1 through 7. So glad that they included that. Fear Itself 7.2. Thor and Journey into Mystery 642 to 644. I think it's missing 645. Coipel. Say his first name again.
Olivier Coipel.
Olivier Coipel. Thank you, Roy.
There you go. Yep.
Timestamp that. All
Nice.
right. So this is on sale in April, $125, 1,352 pages. For the first time ever, we're having Fear Itself collected in an oversized format.
Nice. Well, that's
So
good.
I'm so glad they included that in there. And you've got artwork in here with Stuart Eminem, Olivier Coipel. Yeah, got it. And Adam Kubert, Alan Davis, Mark
Some
Brooks.
amazing names.
And then the big one with another cover change, though. So they did change the Daughterman cover to this cover right here with Thor. Lady Thor, Thor. Call her what you want to. And then you have the Azad Ribic as the main cover, and then Joe Quesada as the direct market cover. So we have 2 direct market covers and 1 standard edition cover. Standard edition being the Azad Ribic. So collecting Thor, God of Thunder, 1 through 25, Thor 1 through 8, Thor Annual number 1, Thor's 1 through 4, and Mighty Thor 1 through 12. That's a lot of stuff. Honestly, I think the only thing I would add to this is the 10th, the 10th Circle. That was co-written by Al Ewing as well. It's a great series. But these are your covers. And we have the Azad Ribic cover, the Russell Dodderman, which is a gorgeous cover. But that other cover was awesome too. Maybe that other cover is what they'll use on the inside, the one I was showing.
These are all great options. These are really nice covers.
And Quesada. Yeah. Honestly, my favorite is that Thor cover right there, the one by Dodderman. It's gorgeous.
Definitely, yep.
But I do love Azad Ribic's take on Thor, but I really love Dodderman's artwork. He's one of the best artists that Marvel has. Are they going to get Jason Aaron's Thor done in 2 or 3? It looks like from this mapping, if they include the 10th Circle in here, 2. They could do it in 2 if they leave out War of the Realms.
They probably would, wouldn't they? Because they have that omnibus separately.
They do have the omnibus, but I don't know if they'll leave it out for the sake of the story. I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, it does tie up a lot of plot threads.
Cabo by Jerry Duggan. This is the hardcover collection, Volume 1. So Cable is getting a hardcover collection, collecting issues 1 through 12, skipping issues 5 and 6, which are part of the X of Swords. 288 pages, $39.99. And by the way, if you've not been reading it, that is a freaking awesome title. And 12 is the final issue. So it wraps up. Wolverine Weapon X Gallery Edition. So one of my favorite Wolverine stories is getting a Gallery Edition, including the Wolverine 166 little mini lead up to it that Barry Windsor-Smith did when he came back. And then Uncanny X-Men 205, which is one of the greatest, most beautiful drawn comic in the history of X-Men. Yes, somebody was asking. Clarknado, X of Swords hardcover is out of print. Not enough pre-orders went through, so I don't know if anybody still has some. I think the only place that still had any was Dying Breed Collectors. I think a couple people I've sent over there because he was the only one that had both covers still available. So if you're missing it, check it out. If you live in the States, if you live in overseas, maybe Reed Comics or Waltz Comics has it. I don't know about Canada. What about Canada? Who's got it?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Canada doesn't have good online options.
I thought I heard a rumor that somebody was starting one.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, what was it called? I shared a link on my Epic Collection page about that, but I never really went further into seeing if that was a good deal or not. All
right, Dying Breed Collector says he still has one copy, but I need to find it. I can do that if you want, Clarknado. Find me on Instagram. There you go. Making connections. It's what I do. She-Hulk by Peter David Omnibus. You have the Ed McGuinness cover and the Mike Deodato cover. Collecting 552 pages, $75. This collects the She-Hulk run right after Dan Slott. So collecting issues 22 through 38. Cosmic Collision, X-Factor 33 through 34. For the first time, we're getting X-Factor investigations in oversized format. Sensational She-Hulk number 12. Glad they included that in there. Material from She-Hulk Sensational number 1. So it collects everything that Peter David wrote with the character of Jennifer Walters. So both covers, $75. The DM cover being the Ed McGuinness one, and Mike Deodato doing the standard edition cover.
It's going to be a pretty slim book for an omnibus. 500 pages.
My Devil Dinosaur laughs in your face.
Yeah, right.
Dinosaur's like 208 pages omnibus.
Yeah.
They had to like squeeze in the word omnibus, and that's fine. Star Wars Darth Vader by Gillen and La Roca. This is the new printing. This is the one that I got to announce. And for people asking about the announcements, those are coming. They just have to be approved. So Hopefully this will come sometime this weekend, and I can start putting the videos out next week. I have 3 videos already, and I'm filming 3 more this weekend.
Nice.
3 reprint announcements and 3 new ones. But anyway, let's get back to this. Darth Vader Omnibus by Gillen. A lot of people have asked about this one, so it is finally coming out. $100, 736 pages, collecting Darth Vader 1 through 25. Annual number 1 starts the Vader Down story, which is freaking awesome. 13 through 14, and this is where Dr. Aphra started. So this run is freaking stellar. And we're also getting what's his name's run too after this, the Charles Soule's run. So show full design t-shirt y'all wear now with full screen. Okay. I will in a minute. Let me get through this, and I promise I'll show you my Xavier's t-shirt. War of the Realms.
Hey.
Omnibus finally getting the reprint that people have been wanting. I honestly don't know. I'm just being honest. I don't know, for people that have asked me, if War of the Realms, the miniseries, the 6 issues, is going to be included in the Jason Aaron Thor Omnibus if they do a volume 2. I really don't know. I don't know if Marvel wants to keep it separate, or if they want to include the 6 issues. I really don't know.
Well, I mean, as far as the tie-ins go, there were actually some really fun tie-ins in this story. I quite enjoyed a lot of the side stories that people were just, battling the trolls or whatever and going on their little missions. I thought there was a lot of fun extra stuff.
Hold on just a second, brother. Ruiz Reynaldo. What's up, guys? Just bombed a very important interview. Hope this will make people happier today. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, I hope, and we got upcoming announcements, too, later on this week. Finally, War of the Realms. Just need Excalibur Volume 1 Omnibus, and my customers will be happy. Well,
they'll never be happy.
No,
they'll find something else.
Something chasing, huh? You got to be chasing that rabbit, man. You got to be chasing that white whale. Something will always be there. Marvel Masterworks, The Defenders is finally coming out, Volume 8. This is the Ed Hannigan, Stephen Grant, and the late David Anthony Kraft. Just passed away a couple months ago, man.
Yep.
Naomi Basner. So Don Perlin's artwork, Herb Trimpe. Did you ever interview him?
Who? Trimpe?
Yeah.
He died a long time ago.
It wasn't that long. Oh my God, I'm old.
A long time ago.
Has it really been that long?
Yeah, I'm gonna check what year that was, but it was quite.
I got him. I met him at a con like in 2006, 2007, and he signed one of my books.
It was 2015.
That wasn't a long time ago, Kurtis. You were around then, right?
I was before I started podcasting, so it was a long time ago. That was like 7 years ago now, hey?
Dude, I still think 2000 was 7 years, like 4 years ago. Defender 76 through 91 and Tales to Astonish number 13. I always get War of the Kings and War of the Realms confused. A lot of people do. A lot of people do. Mighty Thor Volume 21. More Marvel Masterworks. I know people that collect the Masterworks are always happy to see this. For Epic collectors, we're happy to see this. For Omnibus collectors, we're really happy to see this because all the restoration, all the heavy lifting happens within the pages of the Marvel Masterworks. So collecting Thor 315 to 327, annual number 10, and Bizarre Adventures number 32. Wow. $75. We are, oh my goodness.
Almost at the Simonson stuff.
I was going to say we're getting to the Simonson stuff because this is Mark Grunwald stuff and Mensch. My goodness, how time flies. Immortal Hulk Volume 11, collecting... Oh, these are the one-shots. Okay. So you have the Best Defense, Defenders the Best Defense, Absolute Carnage, and Immortal Hulk number 0, Immortal She-Hulk 1, and King in Black Immortal Hulk. That King in Black Immortal Hulk was awesome. It's a silent issue.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I haven't reached that part yet.
Love it, man. What are you talking about? They're not making epics of those. Not for a long time.
I've been reading those on Marvel Unlimited.
What? How dare you? Hi, I got into comics really recently, and your YouTube channel really helped a lot. Well, thank you. Thank you. And if you're into epic collections, you should check out this gentleman's epic podcast and videos whenever he feels like it. Avengers by Jason Aaron, Volume 9. He's been a busy guy, though. World War She-Hulk. What? 46 through 50. My goodness. We're out of the Phoenix and Heroes Reborn, huh? Okay. I can't believe he's been writing. I've dropped out of it. I read it through trade paperback, but I forgot. Man, 50 issues.
Yeah.
I know more hardcovers. Is Wolverine Omnibus Volume 1 out of print? It's getting a restock, but it's a stealth restock, so just keep looking. I think Cheap Graphic Novels, our official sponsor for this show, might have some, so you check them out over there. That is a cool cover. Tell them Near Mint Condition sent you their way for a free promotional code for free shipping on your next order. Star Wars Bounty Hunters Volume 3. This is a lot of fun to read. Ethan Sachs is writing this, and it's the return of Valance, who was a character that appeared in the Marvel series. Star Wars Bounty Hunters 12 through 17. 50 issues and still not a good run.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. I love Aaron's stuff, though. Marvel keeps redoing popular stories. They are coming out with Inferno and Trial of Magneto soon. So here's a secret. All comics redo stories. I call it the 7-year... I was once told a long time ago when I worked at a comic book store, oh my God, over 20 years ago, this older gentleman he was the guy that got me into Duck comics. He was like, why do you read those superhero books? All they do is regurgitate the same stuff every 7 years. I was like, what are you talking about, old man? Get out of here.
I've heard that too, and I heard it has something to do with keeping
new readers.
Keeping characters in play for copywriting reasons or something like that. So, like, if a character hasn't been seen in some time, they want to keep the trademark or the copyright or something in play. So they'll say, okay, this character needs to be in a book now because it's been 7 years or something like that.
I've always heard it's for new readers too. Yeah, 7 years ago we did, I don't know, we did Inferno. New readers haven't read Inferno. Or, I always think of Civil War. Civil War was the big one to me. Like, a lot of my friends were so excited. And I thought to myself, yeah, that was cool when it was called the Mutant Registration Act.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, a lot of new readers hadn't heard of that. So this was the first time superheroes were fighting for people, for the younger generation. Like, oh my gosh, Captain America and Iron Man are fighting. This is unprecedented. Yeah, if you hadn't been reading comics, of course it was. But I think that's one of the reasons why they do it. Somebody's old story is somebody's new story. So, yeah, I get it.
Well, yeah, exactly. And comic book readers would never, like, they're like, they're not going to be reading these comics when they're adults, so we can recycle these stories.
Star Wars Darth Vader by Greg Pak. Another series that ending to that first issue had me hooked on this run. Collecting Darth Vader 12 through 17. Oh, and that's also pretty standard in other mediums too. It's long enough a job. Look at all the movies we're remaking. Look at all the, all the remakes of not just Hollywood films, but the remakes of foreign films. Nobody's heard of these foreign films. They don't like reading subtitles. We'll remake it here in America. But Darth Vader 12 to 17, that run by Greg Pak is solid. Nonstop Spider-Man. This was a lot of fun. This is Joe Kelly and Chris Bacalo. Covers David Finch. I could have sworn that was Stegman. But yeah, I can see David Finch now. Collecting Nonstop Spider-Man 1 through 5. I've not heard a lot of people talk about this particular series.
It's very interesting because I've only read the first few issues now, but it's got a nice mystery to it, and Chris Bacalo does a lot of really cool artwork. I love I always look at just the page layout and the design and stuff like that. So anytime there's a big focus, of course, on action because it's nonstop Spider-Man, and so every time there's action, he tilts the page 20 degrees, and then when it goes back into non-action, he straightens it back out again. So you get that visual cue. It's like when movies use Dutch angles and stuff like that. Very cool.
Oh man, Aaron, don't say that. It looks like this series got canceled. It was originally in Volume 1. Oh, I hope that's not true. We'll have a lot of fun with it.
Only 5 issues? Wow, they didn't give it a lot of time.
Maybe Volume 2 will be not Volume 2, but have a different name. Miles Morales, Volume 6. Saladin Ahmed still writing this book, collecting Miles Morales, Spider-Man 29 through 31, and Miles Morales Annual Number 1. It's a pretty cool cover.
Yeah, I like it.
Christopher Allen. Tyler Christopher Allen, I think it's full name. Spider-Woman Still Kicking Butt by Carlo Pacheco. Oh my gosh. The artwork in this, in Volume 1 and 2, is freaking awesome. And honestly, the story is pretty fun. So this is Volume 3, Back to the Basics, collecting 11 through 16 of Spider-Woman. And then Black Cat, still written by Jed MacKay, Volume 6.
Amazing. It's amazing. This is they've rebooted the series, though, right? This is only collecting issues 8 to 10.
Yeah, this is like they've rebooted it twice.
Wow. But they kept the trade paperbacks, the numbering going. That's weird.
Shout out to Ton Tupac in that Miles title. Okay. Is that where it's from? Okay. So Infinity Score. I've never heard of Infinity. I haven't heard of Infinity Score. Is that a new event? It's not a new event.
It looks like it's a one-shot, giant-size Black Cat Infinity Score.
Okay.
She gets the Infinity Gauntlet.
Gamma Flight's coming out. Is this Al Ewing writing this? Yeah. Al Ewing, Crystal Frazier. I'm not sure who she is. Drawn by Lan Medina, and the cover's Lionel Francis Yu.
This team is great in Immortal Hulk. I haven't read any of the actual series yet, but they're kind of a kooky bunch.
I'm so glad you're enjoying that book, man. It is fun to read that book. And X of Swords is getting a trade paperback. So
a huge trade paperback.
Holy crap. 720. This is almost compendium size.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. 720 pages. I think that's the biggest Marvel trade paperback, because most of the time the epics, I always think of epics like as big and like being the biggest, thickest books, right?
Yeah, the biggest epic is like 520 or something like that.
Yeah.
The Spider-Verse trade paperback was a little bigger than that, but yeah, nothing's come close to this. When this was announced, the price point got people all riled up because it's pretty expensive for a trade paperback.
$75. That is expensive.
It's almost $1 a page.
I'm surprised they didn't split it into two.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that was an editorial decision to keep it as one trade. Because honestly, there is a point in the story where you could split it into two, the gathering, and then you can do the actual fights as a second trade. Because I've seen that before. Like Age of Apocalypse was split up into different books. I don't know, man.
Right. Yep.
Just that's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of content, and if you're getting the trade paperbacks of the series, these issues are not included in those trade paperbacks. That is the biggest trade paperback from Marvel Comics. $75, 720 pages. I don't know, man. That seems like I always worried about the compendiums, like the spines and the compendiums creasing because there's just too many pages. That's just my 2 cents. Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky. Look at that beautiful cover by the phenomenal Marco Cicchetto. Help me out here, Curtis.
Cicchetto, I would guess.
Okay, I've guessed that too. 31 through 36. If you're not reading Chip Zdarsky's run, so good. And Deadpool, Black, White, and Blood to follow Wolverine is also getting the Treasury edition treatment.
That's a great cover.
These are Adam Kubert. Yeah, Adam Kubert did the one for Wolverine, Black, White, and Blood. So it looks like Adam Kubert is also getting to do the cover for Deadpool. So these are just standalone stories through the different times of Deadpool's life. And Omar, please try and get Marvel to reprint Donny Cates' book in OHC. Oh, the OHC. Man, first I got to try to get them to reprint Fall of the Mutants in Omnibus format. Remember? That was our #1 most voted. Yeah, I love Zdarsky's Daredevil. It's one of the best Daredevil runs I've read. And I've been reading them through trade paperback, so I haven't caught up with the latest issues. but man, it's so good. It's like taking a look at a superhero that's kind of aged. So
cool.
maybe the older I get, the more I can relate to that. Champions Volume 2 Killer App. Oh, I really thought this was Eve Ewing writing this. So this is by Danny Lore and pencil by Luciano Vecchio. So collecting issues 6 through 10. I think she did the first one. She killed it. Like, all she had to do, Eve Ewing, like, if you've not read Ironheart, it's actually really good. It's a lot different than how do I describe Bendis' Ironheart by Bendis felt like pandering to the audience. Like, hey, we're making another African-American character that happens to be a girl. Didn't really have a purpose. I think he was just trying to ride the Miles Morales train. But man, when Eve Ewing took over that book, love the way she wrote the character, and holy crap, she brought back some new warriors. That's all you had to do.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do, baby. The United States of Captain America, Christopher Cantwell is the new writer on the ongoing. Is this an ongoing series? I think it's an ongoing, isn't it? Is Cantwell also writing? I know he's writing Iron Man.
Couldn't tell you. Not sure.
Well, I know Ta-Nehisi Coates wrapped up his run. Thor Epic Collection. Here you go, Kurtis. Now you can finally talk.
Finally talk. I let's see here. Well, this one we weren't sure if it was actually coming out.
Thank you, guys. It's a mini series.
Great. We weren't sure if this book was coming out because they announced it. We announced it in one of our things, but then there was never any solicit shown. It didn't show up on Amazon. It didn't show up on the Hachette page or anything. And then now we're getting some confirmation. So this is great. Volume 7. Nice cover reveal.
I know you guys do screen. I'll do some screen caps for you. Never remind me, Kurtis. Ulick Unchained. So collecting Thor 217 to 241, Marvel Premiere 26, Marvel Treasury Edition 3, and Giant Size Thor number 1. Near mint condition. Our Epic Collections evergreen, or they go out of print indefinitely, like everything else. For the most part.
Yeah, you have to assume
that
there's over 200 Epic Collections. There's no way they're going to keep all of them evergreen. That's just impossible because that takes up so much warehouse space, and I guess it's not practical. So there will be some that are definitely evergreen, and then if they see the demand is there, like if Omar tells them to reprint something, then they'll hopefully reprint something. But I think you can't assume that they're all going to stay in print. There's no publisher out there that's going to take a 20+ volume series and keep them all in print all the time. And then the Epic Collection is like 20 volume series.
Yeah. So what Marvel has stated in the past was volume 1s they're going to try to keep in stock, but even then that's impossible to keep track of how many volumes, there are that are out of print. So what I do is what Kurtis said. It's like sometimes I share a list with them probably twice a year of what's out of print, of what some of the high demands are. We may start doing a poll like we've done with the Omnibus to make it easier. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I will, I'll keep everybody. I think we should be coming up with some more announcements soon. And finally, it's real. Well, maybe. I still don't have it in my hand. X-Force Epic Collection Zero Tolerance. Holy crap. Stuff has never been collected in any trade paperbacks in the past, with the exception of one issue in the Operation Zero Tolerance. But
right.
56 through 84, the road trip years, and the -1 issue. Yeah. I don't want to hear it. Oof, late 90s. This was good, man. Don't. I like this run. But I was out of comics when this happened. So I came back to comics, and I bought a bunch of back issues, and to me it was the first time reading this stuff. I had no idea John Francis Moore was writing this stuff. You had Adam Polino on artwork, and he's one of the most underrated artists, I think. I love his art.
I think that the art put a lot of people off because it's not standard superhero kind of looking art. They're definitely a little bit experimenting a little bit with bringing him on the title. This book was supposed to come out over a year ago, and it just kept on getting pushed and pushed to the point where we weren't even sure if it was going to ever come out ever. But here it is. So that's great. Great to see it.
Yeah, it's good to see it finally back on the catalog and finally coming back out. It's an interesting time for X-Force for sure. You know, and I forgot you had. This is also the Jimmy Chung years. Jimmy Chung coming into, out of his what was it? The trial period that he did on Iron Man and some of those issues of the Black Knight one shot, and this was like one of his big ongoing series that he did. So no, this stuff has never been collected outside of the, like I mentioned, the one issue that was in the Operation Zero Tolerance.
Yep.
And Polina's artwork did that little. He also I think he also wrote that Angel series. I know eventually he went on to do some stuff at DC, and I have no idea where he is these days. I've always enjoyed his artwork. It's different. I will say that. Yeah. It's not for. I think that's Jimmy Chung on cover, but you can't really tell. That's Adam Polina on the back cover. This is when Sam takes off and joins the Uncanny. Oh man. It's a good time. Venom. Here we go. Where's your buddy? Who was it that loves Venom and Epic Collection? One of your dudes over there.
Phil Owen. He hates Venom. So this is the book for him for sure.
Yeah. This is for Phil Owens. This is for you, buddy. Collecting Web of Spider-Man 95 through 96. The Ghost Rider. Oh, so this has the Spirits of Venom in it. Spirits of Vengeance 1 through 6. Lethal Protector 1 through 6. This is when you start seeing the turn from guy that wants to eat Spider-Man's brain and kill him to he's not a bad guy. He could be some kind of anti-hero, some kind of like the Punisher. Marvel Comics presents 117 to 122. Is that the Wolverine issues with Sam Keith?
I believe so, yep.
And then Amazing Spider-Man 373 and 375. I think it's just material from there. Yeah, material from 373. Because 375 kind of leads into that whole Lethal Protector era.
Yep.
Do I need the Venom Epics if I have the Omnis? This man right here, Kurtis, will tell you yes. Me, I would say this is the same material that's in the first Venom Omnibus, Volume 1.
And also the Spider-Man versus Venom Omnibus. Because that's Spider-Man versus Venom Omnibus is what has the Trial of Venom in it.
You're right. And I think it has Amazing Spider-Man 373 and 375, right?
Yeah, because the Venom Omnibus starts with Lethal Protector, right? Because that just collects his ongoing series. Yeah, there you go. Good old Phil.
Liar!
He will buy it because he's
he's an epic guy,
he's
right?
a completist. He's an epic completist, but he resents the fact that Marvel's making him buy it.
As they say in Kentucky, man. God bless your soul. Epic Collection Avengers, yes, Darker Than Scarlet. I love this era. I know John Byrne didn't get to finish it. I don't care. Man, this was good. It was actually the late Paul Ryan that ended up finishing this run, his art. And the inker, you remember that? Like it fooled you into thinking it was John Byrne because he had like a John Byrne finish to it.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid reading this. I thought the story changed a little bit. And I thought it was John Byrne the whole time. I had no idea there were, behind the scenes, John Byrne doing John Byrne stuff. So, Collecting Avengers West Coast, 53 through 64, annual number 5, Avengers 311 to 313, a material from Avengers annual number 19, sorry. And What the number 6, 456 pages, $39.99. I'm so sorry I skipped over the prices. I was going to say I've noticed a price increase on some of these. Which we kind of knew it was coming. 480 pages for Venom Epic Collection, $44.99. Oh,
by the way, I don't know if anyone corrected my price. I said something like a dollar a page for that other but that's totally incorrect. It's 10 cents. 10 cents a page.
$1 a page?
I don't know. My math is terrible. I don't know if anyone caught that or not, but I had to correct myself because it's like, oh man, I made a big mistake. 35% of things
that you're talking about. So both the Venom Epic and the X4 Epic are $44.99 for people that are wondering.
Yeah.
The Avengers West Coast Epic looks like it's $39.99. But we've kind of thought this price increase was going to come last year, but I think it looks like it might be coming in the...
It's becoming more and more common.
Yeah. All right. Yes.
Yeah.
Silver Surfer, baby. Epic Collection Parable. This is volume 4 of the Silver Surfer Epic Collections. A lot of people are excited about this, including myself. Yep. I know Kurtis is. This has a lot of the. Actually, this is all Steve Englehart, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep, and I think you'll have another volume after this as well. But it was forever. Silver Surfer Volume 3 was the first. That was the first Silver Surfer epic, like 6 years ago or something like that. And so it's finally nice to have Volume 4 after all this time.
Yeah, so we've got Volume 1, we have Volume 3. We don't have a Volume 2 yet. I really hope that that would be the Buscema Stan Lee stuff.
Yep.
And now we have a Volume 4. Finally, we're getting into the late 80s. We're getting the phenomenal, one of my favorite comic books, standalone comic books of all time, the Silver Surfer graphic novel Parable.
Oh, yeah. Mobius.
Mobius's artwork is in there. Freaking amazing. I love his stuff. And, I mean, honestly, this right here is the only reason to get this. Even if you're not a Silver Surfer fan, this is worth the price.
Yeah.
The trade paperbacks are completely out of print. The Parable Treasury edition is out of print. So this is a must-read for anybody reading comics. $44.99, 504 pages. All right, Conan Chronicles, Epic Collection, Shadows over Koosh. Let's think of the little Koosh balls. Volume 7, this is the Fred Van Linton. This is the stuff from Dark Horse. So collecting Conan the Avenger, I believe that's the final. This would be the final one, I think.
No, there's a Volume 8 coming out that we announced in our previous...
I don't watch my videos. Do we announce?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Volume 8.
So
and that, I think, will be the last one.
That will be the last one. Because I was going to say, we're getting into that final stage where Fred Van Lente, that's another guy I don't hear enough people talk about. People really like the Marvel Zombies. They're okay. It wasn't until Fred Van Lente did Marvel Zombies 3 and 4 that I appreciated his stuff. He's a funny guy, and he's a big reason why I love the Incredible Hercules. Phenomenal writer. Very underrated. Let's see. This is a good question. Omar, is Marvel going to continue the Marvel Select book line? Because I want them to make a book about the first arc of JMS's Spider-Man with 31 through 38. Last I heard they were. I will check that for you for sure. Were there any surprises? Only surprises so far. Well, was there a surprise? There'll be more surprises.
The Masterworks, were those announced? Those weren't announced yet.
I don't think I showed off the artwork, though, for those. We're getting covers. Surprise! Maybe. Hawkeye, for the first time, Epic Collection. Another interesting one, much like the Black Widow Epic Collection, much like the Doom Omnibus. So are you hoping to see a Doom Epic Collection?
Yeah, that would be great if we did. I mean, it would be a lot of double dipping, but there's that one series from Amazing Adventures that it hasn't been in paperback yet, so that'd be good.
Okay, the chat in the Facebook group suggests that there would be 10 Conan epics to complete Dark Horse's line.
Yeah, if they included the King Conan stuff as part of the Conan Chronicles, then yes, that's true.
They would have to. I mean, everything leads into the King Conan era. So.
But there's a speculation that they might have a second, start a new Conan line that's just called King Conan rather than continuing the Conan Chronicles.
We need a King Conan Omnibus first, Kurtis. If y'all get a King Conan before Epic Collections before we get a King Conan Omnibus, I'm gonna drive up to Canada and hold you responsible. All right, Hawkeye. So this is an interesting collection for those people that aren't familiar with how the Black Widow Epic Collections were done, or for that matter, the Black Widow Omnibus that collects the characters in chronological order. Because one thing about these characters is that these characters really didn't have ongoing series. So, for example, like Venom started off that way. A lot of the Venom Epic Collections are going to be his miniseries. I don't know how far they'll take it. It's a lot different than, say, X-Men, a lot different than Spider-Man. Those characters had their own monthly series. These characters just appeared. For anybody that missed anything, I'll go back. Austin, I'm going to go back one more time to do a quick recap of everything coming out. And then we're going to talk about our most excited books, and everybody in the chat can join. Comments later. Don't forget to hit that like button. I'm a machine. Okay. Where the heck was I? So, yeah, this collects his appearances in chronological order. It doesn't have every single thing because that would be crazy if he appeared in 2 or 3 panels.
Oh, yeah.
It does appear like it
looks. It has all of the highlights.
Yes, the big changes in the character of Clint. So collecting the miniseries, the 4-issue miniseries, issues of Avenger 16. So when he primarily joined the team, when he took on a different alias for a little while, 63 through 65, 189 and 223. Marvel Team Up 22 and 92 and 95. Cap 317 material from Tales of Suspense 57, 60, 64. Marvel Tales 100, Marvel Fanfare 3 and 39, and Super Action number 1. Kurtis, you're a big Epic guy. Any of this? I mean, obviously, we're getting a little bit of double dipping with Captain America and Avengers, but
well, the Hawkeye miniseries for sure won't.
Yeah, that was in West Coast, right?
It was not in the West Coast Epic Collection. They included the West Coast Avengers miniseries, but not the Hawkeye miniseries. The Hawkeye miniseries might show up in an Avengers Epic Collection at some point. But we have Marvel Team Up issues, which are not collected in Epics until they have a Marvel Team Up line. The things that you won't find in other Epic collections are probably the Marvel Tales and Marvel Fanfare issues. And then I'm assuming that Hawkeye Volume 2 will have a lot of the solo Avengers or Avengers Spotlight Hawkeye stories. So that will be the book to get. If you want to skip on this one, then you can start with Volume 2.
Yeah. I'm thinking that Hawkeye miniseries will be collected in an Avengers, right?
Yeah,
Epic collection. So. One day. Will the Trial Magneto, and thank you for the super chat, by the way. Bukaya 619. And X Factor by Leah Williams and Way of X get collected in a hardcover. I'm pretty sure 100%. So that's more than pretty sure. Let's go 99% that Trial Magneto will be collected in hardcover format. As far as X Factor and Way of X, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do X-Force. I'm sorry. I haven't heard of X-Force. That's one of the ones I'm surprised I haven't heard of yet. And I don't know how they'll do things like Fallen Angels. Or for that matter, X-Men Fantastic Four. So I can only hope.
They'll figure out a way.
Yeah. But for sure, that Trial Magneto will be collected in hardcover format. Doctor Strange Epic Collection. We have a new printing of the Separate Reality. This is one that went out of print a couple of years ago. This is the Roy Thomas stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
Finishing out the Roy Thomas stuff.
The Steve Englehart run.
Yeah.
With Frank Brunner.
So it's like the first 5 issues of Englehart's run. And the last issues of Roy Thomas's run, which leads into Defenders. Moon Knight is also getting another reprint, Volume 2. It's getting reprinted. And
this was a very hard one to find for a long time.
Notice both books are $44.99. What was the... Okay, Hawkeye's $39.99. Let's keep going. Another printing of Avengers, Judgment Day. Hey, you guys got the Final Threat reprinted. Now we got it Judgment Day reprinted, man. This is some Uncle Raj classic Avengers stuff. If you've not read this era.
Yeah, so it's great. It's really good.
$39.99, 464 pages. Arturo, is Amazing Spider-Man... Oh, man, I was doing so good not talking about Spine.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
We're almost an hour in. Yes, Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2 will be reprinted with a new spine design. Here's something I've been telling people. Pretty much if the design of the book did not have an image at the bottom and it's from the Silver Age and Bronze Age, more than likely it will be reprinted when it's reprinted, if it's reprinted, with the new spine design. So without beating around the bush, I'm talking about Uncanny X-Men, volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah,
will be reprinted with that design. That is, again, what I think. I'm not 100% sure. Okay?
Yeah, it makes sense.
And I'll talk more about it tomorrow. If y'all want to talk about spines tomorrow, let's go back to this, though. Amazing Spider-Man Epic Collection, Spider-Man No More. So Volume 3 is getting a reprint. $39.99 for the Avengers reprint and $39.99 for the Spider-Man reprint. So both of those.
There's a lot of reprints.
And we are finally getting a Ecstatics Complete Collection Volume 2. Kurtis, you've got Volume 1, right? You love it.
I do. Yep. This is great. I love the offbeat kooky stuff that Marvel does. I am not a purist in the sense that my superheroes always have to be like Romita Lee Romita kind of style superhero. So I love this kind of stuff. But yeah, this one took a long time. The other book was like, I think maybe 2 years ago or something at this point, right?
Oh gosh, it's been over 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ecstatics, the complete collection. If you've not read it, it is a lot of fun. Mike Allred doing most of the artwork. I will say it's not for everybody, and I get it. You know, people that don't like it, I understand. But it's so fun. So collecting Ecstatics 6 through 20, Wolverine dupe. Wolverine's the only guy that can understand dupe. I love it. 1 and 2, and X-Men Unlimited 41. And he's coming back with another series. Thor. Hell yes. Complete collection. Here we go. January 2022. Volume 5. Collecting Thor 1 through 16. This is it. This concludes Jason Aaron's run. And King Thor 1 through 4. So, not that they use these to map out the omnibus, but something that you probably see missing is the War of the Realms.
Mm-hmm.
So, I once again, I don't know. I don't work for Marvel. Maybe they are going to leave out War of the Realms from the Thor by Jason Aaron Omnibus Volume 2. Kind of like the way they left out Secret Wars from the Hickvengers Volume 2. So,
right.
Volume 5, confirming the final volume. As far as Hickvengers complete collections, those will come out later. Those are still in the books. Atlantis, what? The original epic. Oh, that's right, because they had something new. Kurtis, this is you written all over it, dude. This is you. Atlantis Attack, baby. You're a completist. It's got the word epic, and it's Atlantis Attack.
Oh, man, I don't know. Every single one of these books is going to be in an epic collection, except for, I guess, Spectacular Spider-Man and Web of Spider-Man, but most of them are already out. Do I need this book again? I don't know. For me, this is a hard read. I can take it in short installments in an epic collection, but to have them all collected together is not my idea of a good time.
Dude, it's Avenger. Atlantis Attacks. This is, to a lot of people, this is like The Crossing, like People's Avengers, The Crossing. Like,
yeah.
Like, I as a kid, I didn't mind it. I thought it was a cool concept.
It's a great concept. I think that, and I like having all of them. Like all of the stories are kind of standalone and have some separate threads and stuff. But I don't know. I don't think that they gel well together in a huge collection.
Okay, 544 pages, $44.99, leading us to the next complete collection, making me and a lot of completists happy. Finally, we're getting X-Men by Peter Milligan, Blood of Apocalypse trade paperback.
This is great.
Mary, God bless you for saying this. Being a completist can be so painful. I'm going to tell you why. There are 3 runs of X-Men to me that almost destroyed the X-Men for me. This is one of them. Am I going to get this? Absolutely. If an omnibus is announced, am I going to get it? You're damn right I'm going to get it. Because that's part of the X-Men curse. That's part of what I call the X curse. I have to have it. How am I going to appreciate the good stories if I can't go through all the horrible things that the X-Men went through, like the freaking Blood of Apocalypse? Oh, God, this story was awful. I don't care. It's got Salvador LaRocca's artwork, though. And I will say it's funny because Peter Milligan was also writing Ecstatics, and Ecstatics was completely different. I was so excited for Peter Milligan to write X-Men, and then this happened.
Well, they can't all be winners.
No. Now, if you're a Peter Milligan fan, then yeah, absolutely get that. Morbius is getting his own Marvelverse. I think these are great introductory books to get people to the into the characters. Like, it just collects issues. Usually they're first appearances. Sometimes they don't do first appearances, but it looks like they are with this. Collecting Amazing Spider-Man 101 and 102, Marvel 2 and 1, 15, Morbius Bond of Blood, and material from Spider-Man Family number 5. 128 pages, $9.99. Keep in mind, though, it's the smaller scale books. And Mighty Marvel Masterworks. My daughters and I and my wife, my whole family is reading X-Men Volume 1. And right now, they're tripping over the fact that Professor X has a big crush on Jean. I said, hey, that was retconned later, okay? They fixed that later.
Yeah, I tell everybody that Xavier in those early comics was probably supposed to only be about 20 years old.
Sure, that justifies it.
Well, and if it's not as big of an age gap there in that case.
11 through 20, annual number 1. Yeah, I think you're off though with that name. But anyway,
No, hey, so the reason here, I'm going to go into this a little bit here. Okay, so
okay.
in those early issues of Uncanny X-Men, it is said that Xavier is a mutant because of exposure from of radiation from the Manhattan Project, which his parents were working at, and that was in the 40s, and this is in the 60s, and that means he's 20 years old now. If he was born in the 40s and now it's the 60s, he's 20 years old, and Jean's only like 16 or 17 years old. That's not a huge age difference.
That man did not age well.
Nope.
We'll go back to that. I actually like that topic. What are the 2 other runs that almost ruined X-Men? So many break my heart. Do you really want to know this? No, I hate sharing negative things, man. I don't want people to, because sometimes like my negative things are people love it. People got into it.
Yep.
Curse you, David C. Yes, that was definitely one of them. Bendis. Oh my God, yes. Bendis, Chuck Austin, and Peter Milligan were my 3 in there. That's how we'll say. Thank you for the super chat, Ryan. That's how I will say. I'll try to keep the rest of this positive. But Doug has a really good question, and I think one that you and I can tackle. Doug, this is a good question. I'd like to know your thoughts on the printing quality for Marvel's Omnis these days. I love what is coming to print, but I'm sometimes disappointed with the paper quality these days. Kurtis, you're my guest. I'm going to let you go first. I have my own thoughts about this, but why don't you go first? What do you think about the? Of course, he's talking about Omnis, but I mean, you can weigh in on the changes. And I'm going to go back to the beginning, by the way, and then we'll go back and do a recap of everything coming. What do you think about the changes to like the epics, because they've gone through changes as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. It's we're at a point, because costs of stuff are rising. It's not just paper costs, it's shipping costs, it's binding costs, it's production costs, it's everything. Salaries go up and all that kind of stuff. So it's like Marvel has 2 options. They can either raise the cover price and keep the quality the same to compensate for the rises in costs, or they can keep the cover price the same but have to use cheaper material. So I mean, what do you do? As Bart Simpson says, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
So I think that's my biggest issues with when people ask me like what's going on. I think newer readers haven't noticed a change, but for us old guard that have been buying these books since they've been coming out, there has been a change. And if you go back and look at some of the first printings and second printing, I think the binding for the first printings were rough. They got better with the second printings. But like Kurtis said, I agree with him 100%. It's about cost, keeping costs down. How do you do it? Thinner paper, all right, but how thin is too thin before people start complaining? So there has to be, and there is, I think there's definitely a middle ground when it comes to these things. You don't want to go too thin or too cheap, because then people are like, I'm paying over $100 for this book.
Yep.
You can't go back to the days of the thick paper with the fake leather look to your omnibus, because holy crap, we're talking about $175 books then.
Yep, that's extra cost too. They're printing their Omnis in Turkey now, right? Mm-hmm. That's a new development as well, I believe, and that's to keep costs down as well, because printing overseas is just cheaper.
Yeah. Hey guys, I don't know what's going on in the chat, but please keep it civil. Don't insult anybody. Or I don't think that's what's going on, but I just want to remind everybody, we're all friends here. We're all here to talk about comics and collected editions.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I think those are my thoughts exactly. I think, in order to keep costs down, and I know people complain, and and my buddy always, it's not your country. I just like to tell people where the books are being printed so they know ahead of time kind of what to expect. But I will say the Turkey printer sometimes gives us thick paper. I think it's just case by case, and that's why I bring it up every time. Sometimes it feels like the paper quality is good. Sometimes it feels like the paper quality is thinner. I think, to me, the thinnest paper quality I've seen from a Marvel book, at least, has been the case of the Defenders or Kurt Busiek's Conan book, the Omnibus. Now, I will say, there are tons of people that don't care.
Yep.
They're like, give me the books. I don't care. I don't care. There are people that love the thinner paper because it gives them more shelf space. I get it. But then there are people that care. And, of course... it's both. When doing this, I have to give both the positive feedback and the negative feedback. It's not just giving the publishers the positive feedback of, yeah, everybody's happy with the changes, because I have to be honest. So I want to make sure there's this fine, there's a good line between us and the publishers. So of course I take into account the complaints. Now, if there's like 3 people complaining really loud about the same thing, I mean, it's just 3 people, right? I can't take every bickering voice up to Marvel. So, all right, let's go look through these again, and we'll come back and talk about what we're most excited about. So in case you missed it, I'm doing a quick recap, or you can rewind. Don't forget to hit that like button regardless. Aliens, the original years, Omnibus Volume 3, $125, over 1,000 pages. This is the stuff from the Dark Horse era. We're getting into the late 90s, such as the Aliens Resurrection. Still not as bad as Aliens 3, but hey, if you like Aliens 3, good for you. Alien 3, sorry. But now we're getting also the 2009 era. So I think there's enough material for a 4th omnibus, and of course, more material.
Yeah.
Aliens versus Predator, baby.
Totally.
Dr. Doom, Book of Doom. We've seen this before. Well, we should have seen it by now because sadly it's been delayed, but the Loki omnibus is very similar, where they take a villain and they collect his runs or his appearances throughout the Marvel years in chronological order. The Book of Doom. Omar, do you know why Astonishing Tales 3 and 4 are not included in the Book of Doom? We're looking at 1,336 pages. I'm sure decisions had to be made. I can always, if I get a...
We got an answer from that on the Epic Collection page, because the guy who put together this collection commented on it, and he said that, it was due to space issues. They just literally couldn't fit everything in there. And so some decisions had to be made, and those are the lesser 2 important issues in that story, in that series.
I kind of figured decisions had to be made, and probably why things like that aren't. Oh my God! If Loki and Doom sell well, will we get a Kang omnibus? That's my favorite Avengers villain. I would love that. Moon Knight by Houston, Benson, and Hurwitz omnibus. So collecting this run from 2006, love it. Great.
Sounds like a law firm.
Houston, Benson, and Hurwitz. All of you been in a car accident. Yeah. Thor by Matt Fraction omnibus. You have the
Olivier
Coipel cover. And you have the Joe Quesada cover. Interesting. Well, never mind. I was going to say the Quesada didn't really draw any. And, well, he's still president of Marvel, right? Never mind. Never mind. Thor by Jason Aaron omnibus won that. I was so happy to announce. And I remember saying, what are you guys going to ask for now? And I forgot. There's so much more people ask for. So I love it.
So this is a lot of Thor coming out because the movie's right around this time, right?
Oh, wait a minute. Something really important just happened. Omnidog, Omar, get the Transformers vinyl before it sells out. I'm going to bed, but hurry. Thank you. My buddy.
What vinyl are you talking about?
The Transformers, the animated movie. They're doing a vinyl soundtrack. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Omar, so good.
I know. Why are you pushing me, man? I'm good. Let me finish the show. I promise I'll get it. I need to get it. Okay, order it. Hey, Jess, order it for me. I'll come and pick it up when I go to the TFCon in Okay. Hey guys, I'm just gonna mention this. Look, I don't see anybody name calling or anything in the chat, but yeah, if the character identifies as gay now, it's canon. So it doesn't matter what people think about the character in the past. Yeah. I get it. It happens. We got to move on. Keep the story going. I had to put up with Wolverine looking like an ogre for 3 years. It was canon. Things happen. So if Iceman is gay, he's gay. He's got to make stories around that. That's cool. Great videos. Thanks you all. Still want an AVP on me. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. SSOC reprint, Bill, my man, Bill. I hope so, man. We need one for a lot of people to get in them. Now people are thinking there's a Bendis Omnibus X-Men coming out because we talked about it. There is no X-Men Omnibus. I said it was one of the worst X-Men runs I've read personally. I'm not attacking anybody, just Omar's personal opinion. Would I still buy an omnibus? You damn right, because it's X-Men. She-Hulk by Peter David Omnibus. You have the Deodato Jr. cover and the McGinnis. I love that sometimes he goes by Deodato Jr. and sometimes he goes by Mike Deodato. Love it. Darth Vader by Gillen. La Roca. Maybe I do like rolling my R's. Somebody pointed that out in my videos. All right. We're getting this new printing, and we're getting a direct market cover by Carrie Andrews. Oh, no. Is Carrie Andrews? Covers of Carrie Andrews and Alex Ross. Wait, that's not Alex Ross. That's Mark Brooks.
Uh-oh.
Right? That's Mark Brooks. It looks like Mark Brooks from the thumbnail. I'll call Marvel. Omar, what's the final... Dude, I have not mentioned this book because the freaking content of this omnibus keeps changing. So I don't know what the final content is. I'm going to email David back. A lot of his people are on vacation, and they haven't taken a vacation in a couple of years, so I'm not getting a lot of answers. But as soon as they come back, I promise I will ask what the Hickman X-Men omnibus is going to be. Okay? Omar, do you have a photographic memory? How do you know artists for every piece of art? Yeah, when it comes to unnecessary stuff like this, ask me what my kids' teacher's name are for this year. Or ask me what their schedule's going to be like. I know I'm going to be here doing a live show, and my wife's going to text me going, why aren't the kids picked up yet? That's exactly what's going to happen because it's happened before.
Oh, man.
That's the Uncanny Omar brain for you. I remember just stuff like this. That's it. War of the Realms Omnibus. You have Russell Dodderman cover and this amazing Arthur Adams cover. The reprint is coming next year. 1,576 pages. The biggest Marvel Omnibus, $125. The Defenders Masterworks, Defenders Volume 8, 76 through 91, Tales to Astonish number 13. And Mighty Thor Volume 21, collecting issues of Thor 315 to 327, Annual 10, and Bizarre Adventures 32. Volume 11 of the Hulk, collecting of Immortal Hulk, collecting a bunch of one-shots. Avengers by Jason Aaron, Volume 9. Love that cover. The Bounty. I'm glad that this series hasn't been canceled. Good for Ethan Sachs, man. War of the Bounty Hunters, Volume 3. Darth Vader by Greg Pak, Volume 3. War of the Bounty Hunters. So it's a crossover, it looks like. Non-Stop Spider-Man. Big Brain. I was sad to hear that this was canceled. Miles Morales, Spider-Man. Volume 6, All Eyes on Me. Tupac. Where's my boy? Oh, he left already. Tommy Vo pointed that out. I didn't even notice that, dude. Volume 3, Back to the Basics of Spider-Woman. Really, really love this series, and I hope it continues. Beautiful artwork. Oh, my gosh. Black Cat is having a Volume 6. This is the longest Black Cat series, even though they keep finishing it to continue it into another series.
Yep.
Emma Flight, another series co-written by Al Ewing. Crystal Frazier, not familiar with her, but I really enjoy these characters, like Kurtis says, in the Immortal Hulk series. And X of Swords, or 10 of Swords, trade paperback, $75, 720 pages. Hey, Omar, do you know that Omar means lobster in French? No, my name has a lot of dumb meanings. I think one of them is First Son. That's the coolest one. The rest of them are like Tent Maker, I think. My name is really weak. But he's a cool character in The Wire. He's my favorite character in The Wire. Omar coming, y'all. Deadpool, Black, White, and Blood Treasury Edition. Champions Volume 2. Sad to see Eve Ewing is not writing it. Captain America, which turns out to be a mini-series. The United States of Captain America, 1 through 5. And Epic Collections. Here we go. Thor, Kurtis.
Well, you wanted me to read the contents?
Sure.
Okay, hold on a second. I have to make my screen bigger.
Maximus Jackson. No, Cable does not suck. Cable is one of the best Dawn of X books. They're freaking awesome. I'm serious. Top 3 for me. That's my opinion. Go ahead.
Okay, Volume 7. We weren't sure that this one's coming out, but here it is. After all, Thor number 217 to 41, and Marvel Premiere number 26, Marvel Treasury Edition number 3, and Giant Size Thor number 1.
All right. I had a lobster named Omar. There's my buddy Michael Edmond. How have you been, dude? X-Force Epic Collection, Zero Tolerance, Volume 7. Happy to see these Epic Collections. Venom, Lethal Protector. This is the Volume 2 of the Lethal Protector, or I'm sorry, the Epic Collections of Venom that Phil Owens is going to get. Avengers West Coast. Please notice the price point on some of these. Some of them have gone up to $44.99 whenever you're rewatching or watching later, whatever. 456 pages, $39.99. Oh, God, yeah, dude. Cable, top 3, absolutely. Hellions, number 1. Cable, number... Cable's 3, probably. I like Wolvie. But X-Force dipped. That's another that's another video. Silver Surfer Epic Collection Parable, finally coming out, Volume 4. And Chronicles. Apparently there's going to be 10 of these, or as Kurtis has suggested, maybe a King Conan Epic Collections for later. That's Hawkeye right. Getting his first Epic Collection. Are you getting this one?
Oh, yeah. You bet. I'll get them all. There's a lot of Epic Collections coming out this month, and look at all these reprints. So much.
Lots of reprints. Keep in mind, this is also because Marvel has a new distributor. So that's probably a lot of the reason why we're getting so many reprints. Oh my God, I would love a Simpsons Omnibus. And honestly, they kind of have the rights. Maybe I'll do a poll. What would you all rather see, a Simpsons Omnibus or an Alpha Omnibus? You can't vote, Curtis. I will ban you. Moon Knight Epic Collection, Shadows of the Moon. This is Volume 2, another reprint. Both of those reprints are $44.99. These two next reprints are $39.99. And that is Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3 and the Avengers Volume 17, which is one of the best Epic Collections. Ecstatics Volume 2, complete collection. Some of Mike Allred's best stuff and some of the best stuff that Peter Milligan wrote. Thor by Jason Aaron, complete collection, Volume 5. Atlantis Attacks. This has the must-buy seal of approval from Kurtis, the original Epic Collection. And X-Men by Peter Milligan, Blood of Apocalypse. My seal of approval to go and buy. Marvel Verse Morbius. The little graphic novels coming out, as well as the Mighty Marvel Masterworks Volume 2 of Fantastic Four. I love that line is continuing.
I love that cover.
I didn't even go through the Michael Cho cover, man.
It's so good. Have Fantastic Four number 3.
Oh, yeah. And then you have the classic cover here. The M cover, 11 through 20, and annual number 1, 296 pages, $15.99. Spider-Gwen wrapping up. This is the graphic novel, so the smaller scale book, $12.99, 248 pages. Collecting Spider-Gwen, 12 through 14, and 16 through 23. Curtis.
Gwen and Miles are a couple.
How do you not know this?
I don't know. I haven't been reading those ones.
Do you have a problem with them being coupled together? You don't believe in interdimensional couples?
I'm just thinking.
You have a problem with interdimensional couples?
It just seems so on the nose for the spider people to get together.
I mean, when you got things in common, you meet
so.
a young lady at church, you all got in common. God got, you meet a young lady at the grocery store, a young man at the grocery store. Anyway, man, no names. Keep in mind that's the graphic novel size, so they're a little bit smaller than your average trade paperbacks. That's why it's $12.99. Why doesn't Marvel give us any Avengers Omnis nowadays? Probably focusing Moon Knight. Come on, Moon Knight. You know why you get Moon Knight Omnis. You got a TV show coming out, dude. I hope we get some more Avengers Omnis, honestly. I'm ready for some Uncle Raj Omnis. All right. Curtis, one book.
One book out of this group here?
Yeah, what's the book you're most excited about, dude?
Oh man, I have to remember all of the books now. It's going to be an Epic Collection because I don't really get any of these Omnis or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's the Silver Surfer. It's the Silver Surfer Epic Collection, definitely.
All right,
yeah,
cool.
With Mobius and
anybody in the chat that's still watching live, please. What's the book you're most looking forward to? For me, Moon Knight, Volume 1. Love this book, man. It's a lot of fun. I thought it was, Moon Knight had been gone but I don't want to spoil what happens at the end of Mark Spector Moon Knight, but Moon Knight had been gone for a long time. I think my second choice probably would have been the Thor by Matt Fraction. His run was hit and miss, but there is some beautiful artwork in there. But for me, I think this run was solid. I love this run. This is one of my when I tell my friends, oh, you got to read a Moon Knight run. Well, you can go from the beginning or you can read this series. Sadly, we don't have any Mark Spector Moon Knight collected, with the exception of, what, 1 or 2 issues in Infinity Crusade?
We got to get on that. Hoping for more Epic collections.
Yeah.
To continue that series.
I know people are like, Moon Knight over Jason Aaron's Thor? I think Jason Aaron's Thor to me was just, I knew it was coming even long before I found out it was coming. It was just because, it was, and now that it's there, I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I've read it a lot. It's a good run. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Yeah, let me see what everybody else put. So Kurtis chose the Atlantis attacks.
Yep.
All right. What's up, James? Are we going to review Suicide Squad? I don't know yet. I'll talk to Oddfell about that.
Did you watch it already?
Yeah, I went to the theater last night to watch it. It was
nice,
empty, man. There was like nobody watching the movie. It's crazy.
That's the best.
It really was. I could talk to my brothers about it. All right, here we go. Thor Omni, Silver Surfer Epic for the win. Phil Owen said the Venom Epic Collection Volume. I'm just kidding. 7. Book of Doom, baby. I like to see that. Thor by Jason Aaron, She-Hulk by Peter David, because it's Peter David. Yeah, that's in my top 3.
Yep.
Darth Vader reprint. Weapon X Gallery. I'm most excited about. Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. Thor's a close second. Weapon X Gallery. That's another one. Awesome. Moon Knight, Thor's, probably War of the Realms. Jason Aaron's Thor by Jason Aaron. Weapon X, baby. Weapon X, beautiful, man.
People better pre-order that Thor, the Jason Aaron Thor.
I think that book is going to be fine, but yeah, go ahead and pre-order the cover that you want. From this catalog, it's got to be the Book of Doom, baby. Love it. Jason Aaron Thor, finally. Yeah, I kind of figure that. Wolverine Weapon X Gallery. Never read the Fraction run, so that's exciting. And it's got Fear itself, man. Omar, I got both of the Elsa Chartier.
Chartier.
Look at, well, Kurtis is all French Canadian. All right. They're so lovely. Also came with a short comic We Run, written by Chip Zdarsky. Good, man. She's a great lady. Freaking talented. And that interview that she did with Melanie was solid. Any news on AVP Omni? Not yet, brother, but it looks like Predator comes out next year, next May. Why did they change the cover for Thor? Things just change, man. Things just change. I don't know. But as soon as I get announcements of cover changes or anything, I'll put them out on our social media. So if you haven't joined our social media, we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Once I'm looking forward to my man, look at that. No nonstop Spider-Man, Miles Morales, 6 and Venom. Look, there's a Venom fan. Looking forward to the Kang the Conqueror miniseries. That is his origin story. Oh, what? Oh, gotta get that on Comixology now. What up, everyone? Moon Knight all the way. Either Moon Knight or Doctor Doom. Thor should be Omar's pick for the sake of his inbox alone, right? Oh my god! Like, whew, if it's not Thor, I was bothered about. Now people are bugging me about spines and other things. Thor, Omnis, Moon Knight by Houston. That's awesome, man. When's the next Map My X? That's a good question. The next Map My X will be this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be mapping out every X Factor Omnibus, and we only have one, so we're going to be mapping our books around that one omnibus. So join me and my buddy Peter M. from Crushing Crisis, Riley, the Omnibus Collector, and Oddfell. Cannot wait. It's been a long time in the making. It's the first time we can get together. Just unsubscribe. Thanks, Phil. Dude, how are you going to do a Kang the Conqueror? This is an understatement. Kang's got a confusing story. That's probably an understatement, considering he's 4 different characters. When can we pre-order these books? I'm pretty sure the pre-orders will go up next month. So not this month, but next month, I'm pretty sure. And yes, please remember to hit that like button. Not new Spider-Man Epics, brother, but we did have a reprint of Volume 3. What Alien has my favorite content? Well, that's hard to say because I haven't read every single Alien comic. Volume 1 has some of the best freaking comics, though. Volume 3 has a lot of good stories. So maybe it's a toss-up between Volumes 1 and 3. I'm most excited about Immortal Iron Fist. Yeah, didn't happen. It's not between She-Hulk and Moon Knight. Thor, my most wanted. I love it, man. So the Alien toy comics, if you're wondering, those are collected in the first omnibus. Both Thor omnis all day. Didn't realize this was a collected edition stream. The Kang thing is just individual issues so far. Oh yeah, this is collected editions, but we talk about comics here. It's cool. Now I didn't even know about that, so I need to read it. Omar, can you please do a Map My Ant-Man epic? Yeah, me and Kurtis. It will take 10 minutes, and then the rest of the hour will be everybody asking us, "Is this happening?
When is it coming out?"
When's it coming out? Omar, did you mention? Dude, where are you at, Michael Emmett? I've been mentioning that for the last week and a half. Yeah, I'm building my list. Honestly, I'm surprised that DC hasn't updated it. The catalog should be getting fuller, so I'm waiting another week before that. We need a breaking news video. Dude, they're there. They're just waiting for approval. I've done 3 videos. I'm filming 3 more this weekend. Hopefully they'll all be approved, and then you can see me every day if you're not tired of seeing me. Omar, when's the next announcement video? There. And what's the topic for next Met My X? Met My X is
X Factor.
X Factor. Thank you. All of X Factor Volume 1. Yep. Want to see that DC solicit video? The DC solicit video, as soon as they they pump out more stuff in the catalog. All I've seen so far is just those couple of Omnis and a few trades. Finally doing the Dark Knight Detective Volume 7. Love to see that in there. Was hoping for, other things, but we'll see. And Scott Snyder's Justice League Volume 3 is in there too. Oh, thank you, Terry Glitch. Can we get some hints? Or would you get in trouble? Hints. For the reprints? Every single one of the reprints were in our top 20 most wanted. There's your hint. That's not even a hint. That's just telling you straight up. As far as the new books, every one of the new books is a new line. There you go. There's your hint.
Wow, there you go.
Kurtis, my man. Where can people find you when you're not hanging out with me, man?
Well, I'm usually on the Facebook page, the Epic Collection Facebook group. If you search for Epic Collection Speculation, then you can find us over there. I also have a podcast, which is on a little bit of a hiatus at the moment while I finish up my work on the For Better or For Worse series for IDW. I'm hoping to get back to it in September, and then you'll get some more great podcast goodness. But yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Follow all of those things. Just search for Epic Marvel Podcast.
Yeah, go and search him out. He's a good guy, really knowledgeable dude. Does a lot of interviews over there. So check out Kurtis at the Epic Marvel Podcast. His Facebook group is awesome. He keeps a tight grip on them. He runs them like a true dictator. Nobody gets out of line,
Well, then sometimes we talk about DC stuff as well, and I'm like, oh man, why are we talking about this?
Not a Marvel thing. Will you do a preview of The Last God as soon as I get it? Although as soon as I ordered it, I heard a couple of people complaining about not just the size because it's standard edition, but the paper quality apparently is really thin. But as soon as I get it, I will be happy to do an overview of it. And at this moment, I just want to remind everybody, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com. Tell them that Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They're doing pre-orders now, and apparently pre-orders have been really good for them. That's how people were able to get all the Wolverine volumes too. So thank you again to Marvel, David Gabriel, for sending us advanced notifications of all this stuff coming out. Again, this stuff will be available here in the next couple of weeks. Tomorrow I'll be doing my 11 a.m. my comics Q&A that I do every Saturday at 11 a.m. and I'll be talking about the delays of some books there, and you can ask me about spines if you want to. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, we're doing the Map My X Factor. But that's all we got for the day. Thank you, all of you, for joining us. And if you're joining us later, don't forget to hit like. And that's it, everybody. Map My X is back, baby.
Show us your shirt.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, the guy said this is my Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters shirt. What about you? What are you wearing?
I am wearing a collage of different superheroes.
Oh, nice. Marvel superheroes.
Marvel superheroes, classic stuff.
I don't see Batman on there.
No.
All right. Again, everybody, thank you all for watching. Stay healthy, stay safe out there, and much love.